Hello, my name is Jimmy and welcome to the 2022 Hyundai Santa Fe plug-in hybrid. This specific vehicle competes with, well, nothing really, because while there are other plug-in hybrid vehicles out there, like the RAV4 Prime, as well as Hyundai's own Tucson plug-in hybrid, well, this one's a little bit bigger than the rest, and because of that, it stands in its own market. But there's a very good reason why this makes sense above the others, and in this video, I want to tell you all about it. Hyundai makes a bunch of SUVs. They got the little Venue, Kona, and it goes up to the Tucson, then this, and of course the big Palisade. The Palisade is only available with a V6 engine, so if you're looking for their biggest SUV with a hybrid motor, this is going to be it. This is a little bit bigger than the Tucson, but not by much. On the outside, yes, it does visually look bigger, but on the inside, well, the dimensions are actually quite similar. What you will notice is the trunk space. The trunk space on the Santa Fe is definitely larger, and there's underfloor storage as well. In terms of rear seat, there's plenty of space here. And even if you're thinking of putting child seats in here, there's no problems. There's plenty of room. In front, I got pretty typical Hyundai seating surfaces. It's a very nice place to be, and I love this kind of beige brown interior. It just stands out rather than your typical black. And there's plenty of glass in here to make the cabin, well, just better. It's bright and it just feels more lively in here than the traditional bland black cabins that you find in some other automakers. In front, I do have digital cluster and a smaller infotainment screen. Here in Canada, you can't get the plug-in hybrid with the top trim, the ultimate trim, so you get the smaller infotainment screen. And because of that, you actually get wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So that's actually a positive sign. There are a lot of physical buttons in here, something that you don't find in the Tucson. And that's the biggest thing. If you like physical buttons, you're going to like this over the Tucson. My parents are actually in the market for a plug-in hybrid vehicle, and they've been comparing the two side by side. And they just think that this, well, it's a more comfortable and more inviting interior than the Tucson is. Personally, I like the Tucson. I think it's completely fine. But hey, Hyundai gives you that choice. If you like buttons, you can certainly get something like this. If you, well, don't care too much about buttons, you can work with the screen, while the Tucson's also very, very nice. Something that Tucson has that this doesn't, because the Tucson, you can get the ultimate trim. You get the 360 cameras, as well as you get the blind spot cameras as well, something that this specific vehicle doesn't have. But, I mean, yes, it is a larger vehicle, and it does make parking a little bit more of a chore, especially like you just don't know exactly where that front end is. There aren't any parking sensors, and of course, without that front camera, you are estimating just a little bit there. All right, on the road with the Hyundai Santa Fe plug-in hybrid. Well, what I gotta say is it's actually really quiet in here. Of course, like in full EV, you kind of expect it to be quiet, but right now the engine is running and you can't hear it. It's actually just, I really love how much emphasis they put into this vehicle to make it just a more comfortable daily driver. I mean, this is really what it's designed for. Just everyday driving and whatnot. It's really, really good. Hyundai, they tuned the suspension actually quite well in this car. It's soft, it's supple, it's not sporty by any means. I mean, you're not going to be throwing this around corners or anything like that. It's just not designed for it. It's just a very comfortable and composed place where you're going to just take your family out, do whatever you need, go on adventures because you have that range. And when you do want to go for adventures, you have all those safety features because it has the highway driving assist, it has collision mitigation braking, it has all the things to keep you and your family safe and keep you nice and safe on the road. And of course, with just the amount of light that's in here, it just makes it just so much more comfortable. And if you don't want all the light, of course, you can turn off, or you can close the blinds, I should say. The blind actually does a remarkable job of cutting out all of that light from that sunroof. And the rears, you got these baby shades to, well, shut out any other light that you don't want. But overall, this is actually just an amazing vehicle. It really is. It has everything that people will want in a plug-in hybrid these days. Sure, I kind of wish that it has the ultimate version so I can get a few more features out of it. I would like to see a 360 camera because I think it does, well, it will help in terms of parking and just maneuverability. And that's really it. That's the only thing I kind of wish it has. And I think that's really it. There's nothing else that I have like a wish list for this vehicle. It suits my family and all the needs that we have. I have my child right here in the center, and he has no problems fitting in. And I have my in-laws on the side. Yeah, it's actually a really, really good vehicle. If you're in the market for a plug-in hybrid, if you're thinking RAV4, Tucson, or this, just keep this in mind. It is something that's a little bit bigger. You get more physical buttons. Yes, it doesn't have the electrical range of the Toyota, but the Toyota is on a really long wait list right now. Some local dealers are estimating about 2 years before you can get one of those. This is only about a year. So you can get this a lot faster. And honestly, I think this interior is better than the RAV4. Sure, some of the materials may not be as good as, German rivals, but you're going to be paying a lot more for that. And I think for the value that you get for what this is, it's exactly where you need it to be. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Like the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.